Watch your mouth. Your fingers smell like pips. Your fingers smell like pips.
This is on the pod. I'm not going to crop this out. I'm telling you
Yo.
guys now already.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode.
Hot Talks where...
We up the knowledge in the area of ignorance.
Wow.
Yep. Today we got a special one. Today we with the full gang again today.
Yes.
Mother, father. You'll see them on the second camera.
Sister, brother.
Sister, brother.
Sister Brava.
We got the whole gang here today.
I'm so excited
Yep.
to have these seniors on once again.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to keep it hot with you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually recorded the episode.
Facts, we did.
Come on.
We did.
Come on now.
But when we do something, we do it to the glory and honor of God.
Yep.
We give our all. In the previous episode, we
And we didn't give it that all.
recorded. We didn't give it our all. So
Yep.
we scrapped that one.
Yep.
And we're doing...
No. Actually, we didn't scrap that one. I didn't want to send.
That's the thing.
Yep.
We
Let's
know
just
the
start there.
signs. We know the signs when God puts the brakes and say no.
I didn't wanna send. It couldn't be edited. And the Lord's like, you just need to record. Again, re-record. So
And unpack all this equipment.
yeah,
Facts.
Yeah.
that's how the Lord works. But we're so grateful. We're honored to be back.
Yep.
So glad to have Mom
Very
and Dad
grateful
once
for the
again.
grace.
Yes, we're grateful for the grace. We definitely are grateful for the grace. Because we all fail, and that just proves that we get it wrong.
Can I say something? Maybe
Most times.
yeah, 100%. Most times. I feel like when I sit in front of a mirror like this, this is gonna sound weird. I feel like I got eyes behind my head.
Is it?
Sorry.
So,
I'm confused.
You missed it.
without any more
Without further ado,
further ado,
Yep.
I
Without
do.
any more. Where are we going?
without any more distractions, without any more shenanigans.
Yep.
Icebreaker. If you guys were given an opportunity to pick your last meal before you die,
It's definitely not gonna be Papa, but I can hear you chewing in the mic. Papa.
I love Papa, guys.
Pizza Papa. Sorry,
So-
what you were saying.
Yeah, so what would the last meal be?
it will most definitely, undeniably, undoubtedly
1, 2,
be
3.
sushi.
Facts. I was like thinking that.
Nah, for
A
me.
buffet,
Nah.
a sushi burrito, salmon
Nah.
roses.
Nah.
A sushi pizza.
Yo.
What?
Okay, I'm a bit thrown off.
I'm thrown off.
A
3-tier
sushi cake.
No.
No. I'm a bit thrown off now.
Nah, I'm thrown off.
The cake and the pizza now.
No, but you guys
the
being
sushi,
serious.
But the sushi buffet, yes.
Sushi.
Most ifs.
Of course.
For me, I think it would be a carvery from I'm not gonna say from Nando's, from Ashley's a carvery.
Okay.
Oh,
Not bad.
It's a good one, but I think I'll still go for the sushi.
All sushi. Yeah.
Facts.
so all you guys sushi?
Sushi, yeah.
Sushi versus carvery.
A carvery. Oh, carvery is just too good.
Sushi in the soya.
But the sushi burrito, man. You throw the soya sauce in the burrito and you
Nah.
Sure.
Nah.
Yes.
may
Beautiful.
Perilla. But
In the
anyway,
My brother's
yeah.
glasses.
Yes. Okay, so that was basically the icebreaker. Let us
Yep.
know down below in the comments if you're listening or if you're watching.
Oh, sorry.
If you're listening or you're watching, what your last meal would be if you were given the opportunity before you die.
Yep.
Before you die.
So, yeah, don't you want to explain the topic, Cam?
Not yesterday, today.
Why are you guys holding hands?
Why not?
I feel like that's so cringe.
I feel like it's so in love.
Like, can you guys see? Yeah, they can see it. That's so cringe.
Is
Like,
it?
I don't know why.
Is it really?
I mean, I feel like it's cute now, but
Yep.
it's so odd. You know?
What?
It's so odd.
It's so odd.
Okay, but
100%.
anyway. Wait,
you can hold
wait,
Karen's
wait.
hands along there.
No, thank you. I'm fine. Is your love language physical
I
touch?
would also be
Mine
fine.
definitely is. Mine is most definitely physical touch, but it is also
Exercise.
Exercise.
service.
Tell me. Dad, what's your love language?
I think it is words of affirmation, and then I would think gifts and presents. And
Cameron, love
Definitely
language?
presents, eh?
Thanks. Love language?
you know, because I get so little, I'm just by my own.
Wow. Love language?
Physical touch.
Yeah, we know that. Cameron loves
That's supposed to
kisses.
mean?
Like Cameron loves
I do love
kisses. Like
kisses.
it's
Cameron forces kisses on you.
I love
And
kisses,
likes
I love
and-
hugs.
everything.
Like sometimes I feel like my neck goes into spasm though I'm trying to avoid it.
Facts.
Okay, don't do me
Especially with
dirty.
in the cold when his nose is so wet.
Thank you.
Cold and wet.
Mm.
Especially
Thank
when
you,
he also
thank you,
didn't
thank
brush
you.
his teeth yet.
Thank you.
Facts. Wow.
What's your love language, Caitlin?
My love language would be the same as yours. I think.
Affirmation, we know.
Words of affirmation and gifts.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm.
And
think
quality time.
I think the people that struggle with pride, and this is a very general comment
Fair.
I think cool drink glass there.
yeah, the cool drink glass. It's a water
Because you're
glass.
busy with it. You're
It
talking
can
like
be a
this.
water glass. It can be any glass. It can be a tea glass.
What's your
The
speaking
cool-
like that?
yeah. But I think I think you all missed it. I think words of affirmation is us for me. It's not. This is not. If words of affirmation is your thing and you don't struggle with pride, I'm talking about me. And I can talk about Caitlin as well.
Because it's copy and paste.
Copy and paste there. You can see the same refrigerator.
Same physique also.
So
Only
yeah,
the fact that I'm a bit of a fruitcake right now. My skin is not working with me, guys.
yeah. I disagree. I still think you're absolutely beautiful, my darling. You are the most beautiful girl in this house and in the world. And she is
I'm
the
not
most
a girl, I'm a woman.
Yeah, exactly. That
Come
is
on
why
now.
you missed it. So she's the most beautiful woman in the world.
Cam is lost.
Yeah, I think we need to just let's go.
Okay. So introduce the topic.
So today we're going to talk
Stop
about.
chewing the paper.
Sorry.
So today we're going to be talking about daddy issues.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he
Yep.
just said?
Yep. I'm gonna say it again.
1, 2,
Daddy.
3.
Issues.
Daddy issues.
1, 2, 3.
Daddy
Daddy
issues.
issues.
1, 2, 3.
Daddy issues.
1, 2, 3.
Daddy issues.
1, 2,
And the
3.
dangers
Daddy
thereof.
issues.
And the dangers thereof.
Daddy issues.
And the
1, 2,
dangers
3.
thereof.
And the
Daddy
dangers.
issues.
And the dangers there. Oh, I love it, Cameron. It's absolutely. I think it's one of the topics. Cameron, that we would agree that it is often we don't realize the impact it makes. But yeah, over to you guys.
Wow.
So should we just jump right into it?
I think
You
we
guys
should
are very
just jump
green,
into
eh?
Very,
Why are you all green?
Very green.
Why did I get a memo?
You missed him.
Wait, aren't you wearing a green thing?
No.
We green and WhatsApp's green now.
Olive green, green.
It's newness over here. I don't know what
It's
you
new.
have,
I
but it's
don't know where you. I
newness
think
over
you're
here.
stuck in the previous season.
Well, I never got the memo, eh?
No,
Not fair.
but no.
Honestly, now
just
speaking of losing the memo, when did WhatsApp turn green?
so just
Facts.
realize this other
Facts.
than morning, like,
no,
bruh.
it was a while ago.
no. Oh, but I think she probably got the update before on iOS. Before
Mommy
we
loves
did.
updating her phone.
She always
It
updates her phone.
automatically gets updated.
Oh.
Anyway,
Okay, so
Right, so let's go.
it's more of it's more like an interview vibe tonight
Mhm.
because I kind of wanna myself and Cameron kind of wanna like ask my parents questions because obviously they're older.
Can
So
we
that-
also ask you questions?
I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. But you're older, so you have more experience in it.
Okay.
And I feel like myself and Cameron can feed off you guys tonight. So we kind of want to get to want people to get to know you, because people know Candice Japhta, Craig Japhta, maybe
on
from
camera,
on camera, yeah, but
but maybe not off camera.
off camera, and they might not know the background of you guys,
Yep.
because they only see what you display for them to see. And I don't think
Yep.
that you are ashamed of where you come from,
No, for sure.
but you might not always be given that platform to share.
100%.
So this is the platform you're going to share.
But I beg to differ on that one because people know us what they see on camera
Is what they see off camera.
as what they see off camera. Because
Which is
they-
also true.
because they saw me in a boxer shorts today on some form of social media. So
But also very filtered. Like we can, yeah.
Yes.
I never
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
that though, and I don't know. I wasn't.
You didn't even saw it?
Look, I didn't also know. I mean, if iPhone just selects pictures and gives you like a beautiful,
you should go. You can't just post them. You just go
No.
through them.
Yeah.
I did. It's like
Post.
post.
And
Then-
still,
and
it's
then-
still this much of the bar is used, and it's still this much that she hasn't seen. Oh,
Yeah.
it's cute. The small one is cute. Oh, let's just post it.
But that's only for people that obviously has your number, because it wasn't posted on the other social
No,
media
it was just
platforms.
on
So, yeah.
status.
Jump scare for
Okay.
anyone that has my mom's number. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to start
Daddy
off with
issues. Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
daddy issues.
Yeah,
No?
that's
Yes.
true.
So I'm going to start off with who I can see directly like this. Okay?
Diagonal.
Is this diagonal? Diagonal, okay? So it's my mom. I'm going to start off with you. So describe briefly the missing piece in your childhood.
My childhood has lots of missing pieces, but the one that stands out for me is I never grew up with a dad present in the home.
Mm.
And as a child, I've always admired having a nucleus family. Nucleus, for those that don't know, it means mother, father, and children all in one home.
Mm.
And so, as a child, I grew up without having a present father because my parents got divorced at a very young age, at my very young age, and their very young age, but me as a very young girl,
I think a tender age.
tender age.
So, when did your father leave?
My parents they separated when I was 9, 10, and I think the divorce officially went through when I was 12. A lot has changed for us. At that moment, we also got relocated into a brand new neighborhood, and everything was new. And so, that was the age, tender age, where a lot of things shifted in my life at the most critical time in my life.
I think it's very profound that you explained it and phrased it that way. And with a follow-up question I'd like to pose, with your father being absent at such a young age, did that allow you or drive you to look for a father figure in other things?
Oh, 100%.
And could you elaborate on that?
100%. That void will always. It's such a tender void that you will try to find and fill it with things that you think will fill that void, but absolutely nothing can fill that void. So I did look for father figures in relationships. I did look for things to pain that or numb that pain. I got involved in. I became a toxic person. Because insecurity can really make you toxic. And so that is a major thing that was something that I needed to navigate my way through and into deliverance and healing, is being an insecure person that then went into being a very controlling person and operating under the spirit of Jezebel. And so I looked for things. I looked for answers in substance abuse. I looked for answers in relationships. I went into toxic relationships, and I was also toxic additive to relationships. And so I can with absolutely no doubt say that it was definitely something that drove me into seeking the fulfillment that only a dad can give in the relationships of other men.
And it's so weird that how you went that path, because that was actually the question I was going to ask. How did that affect the way you interacted with men? And I think you briefly touched on it, but I kind of want you to elaborate on how it physically, how it affected.
Look, you want to be accepted, and most importantly, you want to be loved. And so you want to be and you want to feel protected. You want to feel secure. And so basically, for those out there that also can relate, in the situation of where you had absent father, you would throw yourself into being vulnerable with a male, seeking protection, seeking affirmation, seeking that they will love you and protect you. And at the end of the day, they weren't able to provide me what I needed. And even though I had pushed and searched and tried, and even to the point sometimes forced, it just wasn't something that could be fulfilled with anything. And the point is, it wasn't going to be fulfilled for me either. Because my dad just wasn't coming home. So it's not as though the void was there and it was going to be filled at a later stage. It never did. It never was fulfilled in the way I perceived it to be fulfilled. It was definitely something that only God had brought fulfillment in the void. And with the lack of the dad in the home, I battled to even develop and grow into a relationship with my own father in heaven. Because I didn't know what that felt like because I didn't know what I needed to do to keep him and have him stay.
Yeah.
Because I, for a big section of my life, had also blamed myself that my dad had left. Because you ask yourself the question, what did I do?
Yeah.
Could I have done things differently?
Yeah.
Was I not enough for him to stay? Am I not enough for him to come back?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's the questions that as a young girl I'd gone through in most of my life, and I just never got the answers until I really became real with myself before God and became vulnerable
Yeah.
with God rather than vulnerable with opposite sex.
Yeah.
And what you just said now, that it made you question your worth. And in order to step out of that prison that the enemy was keeping you in, the battle of your mind, thinking all of those things, you had to speak about it.
For sure.
So you obtained healing in your speaking.
I could only obtain healing through therapy and speaking.
Wow.
And that's why it's so important. And sometimes that's a question that people ask, like, if you are saved, must you still, or if you are saved, do you need a therapist?
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely.
God uses people
100%.
to heal you.
100%. And God uses people that has the expertise
Yeah.
that
Sure.
you need.
Hmm.
You know, and so it was definitely something after many years of almost having the wheels come off, after many years of tantrums, after many years of rebellion, of many years of resentment,
Yeah.
after many years of unforgiveness,
Bitterness.
bitterness. I've experienced all that, you know, and in my case, I had a dad that had no issue with being honest also.
Yeah.
And so I never had a dad that had walked away acting as though he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
My dad had lived his life being repentant to us as children and our family since the beginning of time, since it all started. So that was the comfort that I had, that he was remorseful,
Yeah.
that he was sorry. But at the end of the day, is us as children don't have any control over whether adults can navigate their way through
Circumstances.
the lack of the trust now that comes with what happened,
Yeah.
you know, between my mom and my dad. And that is just it.
Yeah.
Sometimes as children we feel that we can fix adults' problems and situations, but we can't.
Yeah.
And we take on responsibility that we were never built to take on. And life also
100%.
forces you to take on responsibility that was never yours to take on.
Yeah.
That comes with a divorce, Tom.
Yeah. Just the last question before we go on to Dad. Like, how did you navigate through feeling rejected? Because I do believe, like, when a certain or a main part of the home gets taken out by force, then that could leave an empty space where you may feel in a particular area of your life rejected. And I would like you to elaborate on that, because I do believe in certain people's healing is not what the next person does for you, is what you do for yourself.
100%.
So shortly, I just want to elaborate on how you came through your journey of healing and how you got healed from rejection. I do believe people need to hear that there is hope on the other side of feeling rejected. So
Rejection and how you deal with it, it only comes it can only start with acknowledging that you are broken,
yeah,
that you are running on a treadmill and you're getting nowhere.
yeah,
You have to realize that a lot wasn't your fault, but a lot also of what the decision that you've taken and made was something that was self-inflicted. And so to get real with yourself, number one,
yeah.
to stop running and say, Lord, here I am. Take me as I am. You know, mold and make me. The moment I came to that decision, I felt in a big mess. I felt in a big mess. I looked like in a big mess. What I had perceived to be something that had to be pure
Yeah.
no longer was for me.
Mm.
All my dreams were shattered because I wanted to become. I had so many big dreams for myself. I had big dreams as a young girl.
Mm.
I loved dancing. I wanted to go in. I did ballet as a young girl, so I wanted to dance. I wanted to do prophetic dancing and contemporary dancing. I wanted to go to a dance school to go dance or theater. And it was something that my father didn't think it was something that was worth investing in because you can't make a living out of dancing. That's what he said. And so that was one of many dreams that were shattered.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I started feeling like, okay, maybe I won't make it as a dancer because I'm not pretty enough. I don't have what it takes. And then I automatically start seeing things in me that isn't, because that's what insecurity allows you to do. And so the moment I had to stop running and say, Lord, you know what? I have nothing to give you, but I give what I have, and that's my life. And as a young girl, I came to know the Lord, and I got baptized at the age of 16.
Yeah.
And look, I wish I can tell you that everything was rosy since, but it wasn't, because I went back into the world again, and I still persisted, running from God. But there was one woman in our church that really walked a journey with us as a family, but more importantly with me.
Yeah.
And she had brought my attention to the fact that there was a little girl inside of me that was going to control and destroy my life if I don't get rid of that little girl in my grown body now, in my grown young adult body.
Yeah.
And so I needed to tell that little girl it wasn't her fault.
Yeah.
I had to speak from an older version to a young girl to say it wasn't your fault. Your dad leaving wasn't your fault. You were enough. There's certain things in life you have no control over.
Yeah.
You are loved because your Father in heaven loves you. You're fearfully, wonderfully made. And she started teaching me how to have personal affirmations through the Word of God, saying that you're fearfully, wonderfully made. You are created in the image of God. And she used to tell me how I must tell myself I'm enough, and I would stick things on my mirror in my room, and I would speak to myself. And that was the start of the journey of healing for me. That was the start of journey of deliverance for me, where I got rid and I got set free from the spirit of insecurity, the spirit of Jezebel, the control spirit, the little girl spirit that is that comes across as innocent but actually wants to take you out. That's exactly what it is. And I started to see myself as Christ saw me, and my mind started being renewed in the Lord and through the Holy Spirit. And it has been a journey since, and it still is. Because you know what? The funny thing is, you're healed and delivered, but you know what? The enemy knows that side of you. And so you will always be tested with that side of you. So you always need to be very mindful of the things that you're facing, things that you are tempted with, that you are mindful and God-aware and self-aware, that you will always be tested with the things that you were freed and delivered from.
Yep.
Wow.
Because deliverance is instant, but healing takes a process.
Yeah.
100%.
And oftentimes we're not patient even with ourselves to get
Sure.
healed. So we know now a bit of my mom's background.
Yeah.
And I feel like I think we're going to move over to my dad. So we know that my mom's father was absent.
Yeah.
And my dad's father
Yeah.
was physically present, yet absent.
Yeah.
So I want you to elaborate on that.
You're saying or you're asking?
I'm saying, I'm giving you something
Yeah.
that hasn't been made a secret.
Okay.
And I need you just to elaborate on it.
Yeah, I think being present and absent simultaneously it's a paradox, right? So you can be found here, but not here. We find ourselves often in those places that you supposed to. You find yourself daydreaming in class. You find yourself daydreaming when you're sitting in a meeting in the boardroom that you you're physically there, but your mind is somewhere else. So that is the case. That was the case for me in certain aspects or in certain facets that has raised issues, because I think the theme is that issues, right? That has raised issues, but you don't realize it's an issue. You just think that that's the way it's supposed to be. You realize when revelation knocks in that it's an issue, and that makes it different for our situations,
Yeah.
because we know it should be the way you or the way you think it should be.
Yeah.
So with mother, father, children all living under one roof in one house,
And dogs.
with a house dog and maybe two dogs outside, typically like our house would be.
Yeah.
Mother, father works. Ideally, the mother's at home looking after kids. So that in your mind and society-wise, that is what it should look like.
The mother cleans every single day.
And the mother cleans every day, and
You hear that bed.
you move the bed,
Moving.
and you,
I smell the food.
and that's the vibe in your head.
Yeah. Sounds
So-
rosy.
Right?
It sounds rosy.
It sounds good, but if everybody's not present,
Yeah.
then it's not good.
Yeah.
So from the outside in, and that's what I say, was I said it makes ours different, because in my world it looked right.
Yeah.
But you don't realize that with the absenteeism of someone that is present also has a negative effect, because you now, I'm gonna say this, but I don't wanna undermine or make belittle the situation like you explained. So you know what I'm gonna say comes from a good place, but the fact that your dad was physically also absent, you at that point, you know it's wrong.
Yeah.
You know it looks wrong.
That feels wrong.
Yeah, and everything else in the nucleus, what society and how religion and religion, I say religion, has painted a picture of what it should look like, because that has also an influence of what a home should look like. You know, I don't want to say no, but you are aware. You are aware that if even like we meet and engage, and you guys know, engage lots of young people. We're in school and youth groups or whatever the case may be, and a lot of the problemsome one, the kids or the young people, you will always hear that absent father.
Yeah.
But when you have a present father physically, the issues must be discovered,
Yeah.
Wow.
because you don't know. So again, my dad was a good man, and my father-in-law, who's my wife's husband, he is a good man. They all have, everybody has good.
Yeah.
They make poor choices, or they had made poor choices,
Yeah.
but they are good people. So you discover the issues of someone being present but absent, and it hits you like a ton of bricks,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it is like, if I can use an example, if I teach you this is the way something looks, you're not going to know any other way until someone shares or opens, or you get a revelation, and all of a sudden it's like, this was the way it was for me all my life. So yes, definitely the issues arise, and many times you miss out when you miss things that society, that your family, that people that knows you miss, because they automatically think that you know what you're doing. When that part, I didn't get the memo for that one.
Yeah.
And it is evident in my relationship because we're hot, right? So my relationship with Cameron, my relationship with my son, it is a relationship that I need to make an effort in.
Yeah.
Because if I don't put the effort in, then the relationship would look like the relationship my father and I had when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Which is, my dad will tell me today that he loves me. He will say, and he has in his own in himself has progressed in that particular facet, the area of his life. But I can't remember as a boy growing up at home that my daddy said that he loves me. So that's an important thing where I know daddy might not have been there physically, but he always told her that he loves her. You understand what I'm trying to say? So you know he says he loves you, but he's not there because you still blame yourself, as she said.
Yeah.
My dad is there, and he doesn't tell me that he loves me. So the issues becomes something that you realize and then now must navigate.
And that's the confusing part.
100%. Because you don't
confusing.
know better.
Yeah.
Your daddy is there. And so automatically being a dad, so we think being a dad is providing, being a dad is being the boss of the house, being a dad is being the one that is below God, and the wife is beneath you. You must provide. You must make sure there's a roof over there. Children must eat. Children must go to school. That blah, blah. All those things you do. But the question is, how do you do it?
Yeah.
And that's when the issue arises.
Yeah. I think, like, just what comes to mind while you were speaking, that having the paradox of being present physically, but mentally you're absent. I think the start of that, and in my opinion, because I feel like in some areas of my life, when it comes to relationships with you or maybe with mommy, like being absent mentally from, let's just take the podcast for example, that stems from not being self-aware. And I believe that self-awareness is not only to heal you as an individual, but it allows you to, or it allows other people to feel that they are listened to, they are
Yeah.
You engaging more with
appreciated.
them.
You actually being invested in what that next person
100%.
is maybe telling you, or maybe like you understand what I'm trying to say.
100%.
Like when you were, sorry Cameron, when you were saying that now, and when Daddy was saying being physically present but absent, I was thinking of like, if we were to have a conversation, if me and you, Dad, were to have a conversation, and while I'm speaking to you, you're on your phone.
Yeah, that's not being self-aware.
You physically there,
Yeah,
but mentally you're not hearing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So your presence is there, but your mind is not.
Yeah.
Wouldn't I much rather appreciate, okay, rather just leave it?
Yeah.
You would. I would agree with you 100%. And so understand with all due respect, that our fathers, and I'm going to talk about our fathers because, and same for your fathers, but I mean like for mommy and I, our parents holistically had challenges. How they dealt with it is what they were dealt. They were handed a set of skills and they were handed an example.
Yeah.
That's what they were handed. And when that thing approached, they only could play
What they knew.
what they had.
And what they knew. What
And
was
what they knew.
demonstrated.
So when you are dealt a fraught hand,
Yeah.
you can only maneuver and play and do what you have or what you know. But if you have a good hand, that where we come from, and I'm not saying that we are good, understand what I'm trying to say, that we discuss these things around a setting such as this, or when we are sitting or everybody in my bed, sitting and discussing things in the car, then it becomes a dialogue. Then issues that you don't necessarily, Cameron doesn't, as a husband and as a father, doesn't necessarily need to discover when he is married already.
Because it comes to light.
Because it comes to light here. So you know the relationship that we physically, literally need to work on in order to have that relationship. It will be second nature to you because that's what I'm trying to deal.
Yeah.
If you look at a deck of cards as an example.
And the beauty of it is we're speaking from a place not of knowing it all, but we're speaking
100%.
from a place where many things that we touched on is things we are even going through right now.
For sure.
With regards to you being intentional with Cameron, picking up and seeing that, being self-aware that you picked up. I see a pattern here.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a pattern. I'm seeing a small Craig in Cameron, and I'm seeing traits of my dad, and I cannot afford to go that way because I know that way is not going to be fruitful.
For sure.
And I wanted to just add this part because, like you fairly mentioned, that our dads was pretty much in the behavior, manifesting what they saw.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a time where we are so we forward thinkers, and so we create opportunity for our children to hear them out. Years ago, even as us being kids, we weren't given as much time of day to express ourselves in the manner and the time and the lengthy time we get our kids to express themselves. Life was different. Life was fast, But I do want to say this is when you actually put your feet in someone's shoes that maybe had hurt you, and see how just for a moment see life through their eyes. If I think about specifically my dad, I remember one day I was married already, and I was cleaning the house, and as I was just singing and worshiping and just like cleaning the house, I think you were working that day, Craig. The kids were much smaller. You were living in Goodwood. And I remember just something coming to my mind, and I thought to myself, wow, this is revelation, Lord. And what I said was, I called my dad. I called my dad, and I just had this need to tell him this that came to my mind, and I phoned him and I said, hi Dad, I just want to tell you something. Thank you for being a great dad. And he sounded confused on the phone, and he's like, well, what do you mean? And so I made a lot of mistakes, he said. And so I said, I just want to say thank you for being the best dad you could possibly be under the circumstances. I remember saying this to him, but I remember saying it to him, looking at myself in this very mirror with the phone in my hand and asking myself the question, Candace, you just broke a great, you claimed a great territory. In the spiritual realm, you claimed a great territory, because it wasn't easy for me to utter those words. But the response my dad had given me after hearing that phrase was one that broke something for him too. And I have gone through my life taking what worked. Like, my dad is a very hardworking man.
Yes.
My father can get up. He's an early riser.
Like you?
Like me. And that is the one thing I took. I didn't even know I'm taking it. He literally works 24/7. He works very hard. He's a great employee. When he was working, he's retired now. And I saw myself working in the manner that he had showed and demonstrated. Because kids don't do what you tell them to do. Kids do what they see you do. And so that's one of the things that I took with my dad. He's a hard worker. My dad, life can knock him, but he gets back up. That's strength I have inside of me. And so I have learned to forgive. I've learned to heal. I've learned to let go. I've learned to accept the things I cannot change. And I've learned to be grateful for the things that God had given me. Because many times you wonder and ask yourself the question, and we often say it's unfair. That was the infamous words. Life is so unfair. Why is it so unfair?
100%.
I didn't deserve this. But you know what? At the end of the day, is if God knows, Jeremiah 29 verse 11 says, "I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper, not to harm you, and plans to give you hope in the future." You bet your bottom dollar that what you've gone through, God is busy turning around what the enemy had meant for evil to take you out. God is turning it around for His good and for His glory, for you to literally have the experience to say, "I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
Let me take you by the hand and walk the journey with you."
Again, and just to jump on what Mom is saying, we're not bashing our parents or our fathers or anything
100%
like.
not.
I think that, like, I just to reiterate that my dad is a good man. He's an absolutely good person. You can ask him anything, and he will do it for you. If he's able to, he will do it for you, no problem. And that is something that I've taken from him, that he would where possible, he would, if you ask him now, can you go fetch something for me in Joburg? Will you drive with me? I
He
need
probably
to
would.
I need to come over from Joburg. I need someone to drive with me. Yes, no problem. He jumps on the plane and he comes pictures you. And it is something that I would do. It's something that I did for my brother-in-law. And it is those things that you take.
No, true.
You
And if I
understand?
think about it, often we parents have made mistakes while they were raising their children, but then you'll see how they make it up in their grandchildren.
100%.
And that is something we've also seen.
For sure.
You know, if you think about your parents, your dad never ever missing one first day of school
For sure.
of our kids every
Yes.
year religiously.
Yeah,
And that is so much to cherish,
for sure.
because
Every sports day.
in areas that he was
Yeah.
maybe absent to you, he was present in your children.
100%. And that is what I'm saying.
That's the grace.
That
God
is
gives
the
us,
grace.
the
And
second chance.
And this is it. And that's what I was trying to tell you. Because it had not been an issue when I was growing up. The issue is discovered while in action.
Yeah,
And now you need to navigate it, because once you've missed that window, it's gone.
yeah.
So my opportunity, my sister, my brother, whoever else's opportunity, that window he had missed. But it is for us, the opportunity is missed. When the opportunity comes again, like it came for you, like it comes for my sister, our niece and our nephew, when that opportunity comes again, because we see photos of my dad now going with the school as a chaperone
Yeah, on expedition.
on expedition. What a free outing. But besides, I'm just joking. And also doing what he had missed with my sister.
Things that our parents would have done for us. Them.
100%. But while they were, in inverted commas, supposed to be chaperones and supposed to be supporting us at our sports days
Yeah.
and at our first days of school, they missed it.
Yeah,
You understand? And that had raised an issue in my life because he missed it.
yeah,
That today when I had kids, I made a conscious decision. And you guys know there were times that I missed it.
absolutely.
There were times that I missed it because I had work commitment. And there's ballet recitals that I will never ever see of you because I cannot rewind the time. There is soccer games and goals that you've scored and tackles that you've made that I will never
And
be
cold
able
Saturday mornings that you never experienced with us.
with us. I will never, because that window I missed. But I've identified it now already, and I'm waiting in great anticipation for my grandkids to come. I'm talking to Cameron, Caitlin, not you.
No,
I'm waiting.
she's having
I'm
children.
of course, I'm just, I'm just playing. I'm waiting for them so that I can, the moments I missed, that I can show you that I have it in me, that I have not allowed the issue to stunt me.
100%.
And that's so true, because sometimes we know we failed and our parents know that they failed, but the fact that they are brave enough to try again with their grandchildren just shows how much that takes bravery.
For sure.
That takes putting your pride in your pocket.
100%.
Yeah.
And that is what makes you a good father, a good grandfather.
Yeah.
And as we end off, I want to just give you guys the opportunity to lay down a few points on how you overcome daddy issues. Because there's people watching right now that
Yeah.
their story might be similar to my parents.
Yeah.
Grew up in a divorced home, or your father being present yet absent. Some people may have had abusive fathers.
Yeah.
Some people may have fathers that had, physically abused them or even sexually abused them.
Yeah.
So, how do we work through those issues? If you guys could just lay down a few points on how you overcome.
I would say you always overcome, first of all, by the blood of the Lamb. That is scripture, meaning surrendering, coming to Christ, giving Him your mess so that He can turn it into a message.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second part of the scripture says, and the word of your testimony.
Yeah.
Our generations, our parents' generations, hasn't told us enough times to speak. In fact, they rather told us to be quiet, go play outside. And many times we would go run out and play outside with lots of things that we wish we could share.
Yeah.
And so I need to emphasize speaking to a friend, speaking to a pastor, speaking to your parents, speaking to yourself, speaking to the Lord.
Yeah.
Overcoming by the word of your testimony. You get stronger as you speak. Speaking is healing. And another thing I want to say, crying, never make excuses for crying. Cry, because tears literally washes. It cleanses and washes you from the innermost being. I cry so many times, not from a place of sadness, but such a place of just cleansing, And so find yourself crying when you need to cry. There's a time for everything, the Bible says. A time to cry and a time to laugh. So when it's time to cry, cry. I also want to say this. I need to tell you, to someone out there that hadn't had a father present in their lives, and you probably blame yourself for so many things. I want to say it's not your fault. Parents are given stewardship over their children, and they will have to stand before God. But as from a child to a child, coming out of a not so nice childhood, I want to say it's not your fault. Know that you can give it to the Lord. Heal. Allow Him to deliver you, allow Him to heal you, allow Him to comfort you. But I want to say this in conclusion, that even Jesus, the very Son of God, there was 100% man and 100% God, also needed affirmation from His Father.
Sure.
And so as John the Baptist was busy baptizing him, a voice out of heaven came and said, "This is my beloved Son in whom I'm well pleased." And that was before Jesus even stepped out into His ministry. And so just know that if you lack your Father on earth's affirmation, know there's a Father in heaven that's a good Father. That's who He is. He cannot go back on His word. His word remains the same. And so when it's said that you are made in the image of God, know that you are made in the image of your Father in heaven. He loves you. It's not your fault. He's pleased with you. He's well pleased with you. Give it to Him and grow. Don't be in a hurry with yourself. Grow into being transformed by the renewing of your mind every day as you heal and get whole for a time such as this, that God will raise you up to use you for the furtherance of His kingdom, because Jesus is coming back again. This is my father-in-law's favorite saying. He went away but not to stay. He's coming back for a healed bride. Let us get healed.
Yep.
Wow.
Anyone else? So this is
I think that's many of the. Well, I think Candice and I, we share the same advice. It is imperative that you understand that as fathers, that we create a space that we can have dialogue.
Yeah.
You will want to praise the very best out of your son and your daughter, because that is your responsibility. But in the pressing, be very aware that you could be trying to press out, but you can also in the same breath be pressing away. So just be mindful. Create a space for dialogue where it's open for you to talk. Most times boys latch on to talking to their mom, and understand that you don't have to be jealous about that relationship.
Yeah.
It is okay. Have the understanding with the mom, whether you're present or not present. we, like I said earlier, we make choices, and when we make choices, it comes with issues. But as and when and how we navigate ourselves through, and with the guidance of Christ and the
Yes.
Holy Spirit, that is important. So create a space, create a dialogue, create a safe space for the kids, where they can feel free to have a chat. For people that live together, that's husband and wife,
Yeah.
guys, the best thing you can do, the best thing that any man can do for his children is love their mom, demonstrating love to their mom. Because up until late, I had a serious chat with my kids, and I asked them, is there some time that you still carry the fact of the hurt that I've inflicted on your mom? Is it, maybe it's not consciously you thinking it, but you subconsciously within you feel a certain way? And one of them said, yes, I do. I sometimes I still feel that, how could you have done this to our mom? So for those of you that don't know my testimony, if it's okay if I can just take 2 minutes. And so I come from a drug past, got married, relapsed in a marriage, lost everything, lied, cheated, all kinds of things that the enemy had tried to destroy. God was faithful to maintain. So with those type of hurts that are inflicted, it affects, it raises issues, daddy issues. So and hence I'm saying the best thing you can do for your kids is love their mother. No matter how much you guys argue, no matter how much you fight, no matter how much they work on your nerves, and the fact that you engage and don't see eye to eye. I'm not talking about that. I'm not saying I because we don't hide the arguments.
No.
We don't we don't make our children believe that our marriage is rosy.
No.
And we don't, whatever Candace says Craig do, or whatever Craig says Candace do, it's not that. If I disagree, they're going to know that I disagree.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So love them. Even if you're not together, if you're not married, and you're not present in the physical body every day,
Yeah.
be nice to the mommy. Be nice to her.
Yep.
And
Because
also get real. Like the old myth of cowboys don't cry.
yeah,
No, cry. Please, males,
and
fathers,
have the
cry.
chat, talk, and say, like, if I had it any other way,
Yeah.
this would have been. If I could turn back the hand of time, as much as I love you, my life now makes sense. It's okay. And
Yeah.
often I know, and I've heard especially fathers that don't live with the children of a previous marriage or a child that they had outside of marriage or before their current marriage, and they try and make it up by telling lies and like, no, I would say my life makes sense right now. I'm with someone that I love, but that doesn't change my love for you. All we need to do is, I'm going to say this into the mic and as loud as possible. We need to talk. Just talk.
Communicate.
The immediate response is maybe not what you're going to like.
Yeah.
It's not. When I tell Caitlin, you know what? Talk to me. And Caitlin says, Dad, I have this thing that I can't get over, whatever the case will be. My first reaction is going to want to defend myself. It's normal. It is absolutely normal to want to, I can't believe that you're feeling that way about me, and it's not like that anymore. That's your natural response. And vice versa. If I said, like I told Candace this morning, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if I was on my phone or whatever, that I don't like what you did, or I don't like what you do. Because generally, I'm generally a child guy. But
Oh my
like
gosh,
Cameron,
that's a myth.
like Cameron said, in order for
Chilled
you,
what?
in order for you to be self-aware, people has to be. You need to first demonstrate self-awareness so that people can then see
Yeah.
and acknowledge your presence, that you are aware
Yeah.
of who you are, and that comes by saying like, "Stay, I don't like something."
And
I also remember something. Sorry, Caitlin. I was going to
Sure.
say. I just remembered now a moment that you had told the kids and admitted to them and broke down in tears, saying that you realize this areas in life that you're broken, And I think as a grown man and their dad, you probably felt the first thing you felt was that they're going to lose respect.
100%.
But they actually gained respect to see someone, their own dad, become real with himself. And that's what it's about. Children don't want to see how strong we are. They want to see how human we are.
Yeah.
They want to know that we also pain and we also cry and we also get hurt. But they also know when we stand up and we stand strong in the Lord, when we are weak, we are actually strong through Christ. Kids want to see the real us.
Little boys, my dad is stronger than you, because that's a discussion you have at school. My dad is stronger than you, got bigger muscles than you, or whatever the case would be.
Bigger poop than you.
But I mean, my dad is wilder than your dad is past, or whatever the case may be. My dad can drink 3 bottles, your dad can only drink 2 bottles.
Is that a discussion?
My father can riff.
So these are the things, and when we hear the kids say this, we automatically put on that mantle, and we automatically think that is what they have in their mind.
Yeah.
When we know, as grown men and women, we say one thing outside. Like little boys at school, my daddy is better than you because my daddy do this. My daddy can drink 3 bottles. My daddy smoke this. My
daddy can fart loud.
Fart loud, my daddy can burp. So those are the competitions outside, like our competitions at work and with our peers and our colleagues. But at home, back at the ranch, there's a different type of feeling and vibe. So that's exactly it. When we understand, when we hear sons and no, we listen to, we listen, but I mean, they speak, they do certain things. They do certain things. I don't understand. Cameron, you're calling me. It is, gentlemen. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue. I just saw that coming on my phone. That's weird. So what I'm trying to say is,
at least they don't do mama jokes.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you hear your kids say that, no, you have to see what the daddy did the other day. My daddy's whatever. So now you think, okay, now that makes me what my son see me
now
like.
Must be macho.
But now I must be macho. When in actual fact, he's only saying that, like you making stories up at work, he's making stories up with his friends. So you automatically put on a mantle that he doesn't actually really want.
You actually pick up a mantle actually doesn't exist.
True.
Okay,
Wow.
thanks. Wow.
That's amazing.
I love this. Such a beautiful episode. But what I was saying was that often the person that what do you call the person that, so you get the victim and then you get the what?
The perpetrator?
What do you
The
call it?
abuser?
The abuser is an example. Sometimes the abuser wants to dictate how long the victim must take to heal.
Yeah.
You can't dictate that.
No.
You cannot dictate that.
No. You can't be the abuser and also be the therapist. No.
Sure facts.
You can't dictate how long it takes for me to heal.
No.
Sure.
You can be the murderer and be the doctor.
No.
Doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
But we're just going to end off with that. I feel like someone just needs to hear that.
You can't be the mother and do the autopsy.
Facts.
Because you're the one that knows how they died.
I'm not sure what
Facts.
the autopsy is.
Autopsy is when you died, they find out what's the cause.
No, you can do that, bro.
How
You can do that, bro.
How can you
Wow.
murder someone and then want to do the autopsy? You then know how they died.
Or you can't be the
Wow.
murderer and also be the detective.
Your facts, facts. Okay.
That's so
I
good.
think we won.
That's deep. That's
Okay.
deep. That's deep.
Okay.
But
Thank
we're
you so
going to
much.
end off here. We love you guys.
Yep.
Thank
You
you
can't
so
be the
much.
drug addict and the merchant. You
Yep. Okay. Last thing before we turn us off, we would just like to share with all the listeners and all the watchers.
Watchers?
Watchers?
Viewers?
Viewers?
watches. Watches.
Okay, viewers,
Can I have a papa?
that we have
No.
Hot Talks merch,
Yes, sir.
crew necks,
Yeah, boom.
crew necks, and mugs, like you guys know. You're probably asking where can we find it, and I know this is gonna get a lot of love, and I think my mom's gonna talk a lot.
No
But we
talking.
have our own personal online store called
Yes,
Quad C.
sir.
Cards in the details.
Quad C Consulting is available for you right now.
Yep, in the link below. If you
All
guys are
glory to
interested,
God.
all glory to God.
first.
Yeah.
Amen.
It's in the
Definitely all
link.
glory to God. Oh, glory to God. Link down below.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't only sell crew necks and stuff. We sell things like oils, skin products, sports gear, and stuff like that.
Candles, beautiful candles.
Beautiful candles.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested,
Yeah.
like I said,
Holla at
like
us.
Caitlin said,
Holla at us.
link
Holla at
down
us.
below
Holla at us.
and put your order in.
And if it's something that's not an online store that you'd like to know, can we do it? Can we make it? Can we provide it?
Let us
Ask us.
know, bro.
We will make it.
It's for your
Happen.
convenience.
Yes, sir.
But we're so glad and we are so honored. Thank you so
Yep.
much for clicking, watch. And if you made it this far, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your
We're gonna
support.
have some beautiful merch, some beanies with leather caps for the car fanatics. We do
Yes.
GTI, we do Polo, VW, we do
Yeah.
Toyota.
Yeah.
All those things we're gonna have on. We can personalize your beanie for you.
Yes.
So we're gonna have some samples made next week, early next week.
Yes, sir.
Not next
Yep.
week. Hold on. Before I can't say next week, depending on the guys that's doing it for us.
Yep.
So yeah. be
So you want to
some
say it? We'll print it.
Yeah. So
OMG.
that is so good.
And OMG, I
Oh my
mean, oh my
gosh.
gosh. I will never use the
So,
Lord's
so
name in
those
vain.
that actually
Oh
won
my
a 10th episode would have gotten their gifts by now.
Yep.
I know
of
one
them,
is already confirmed.
Dylan from Namibia.
Maton?
Yeah, Dylan from Windhoek.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped your order off at not your order. I dropped off your package
Yeah.
at the couriers this afternoon. There is just one more document that they actually need my ID. So I didn't have it with me, so I have to go drop off my ID. So your
Are you driving
gift,
without the ID?
I got a driver's license. I don't need it. I
Couldn't
want
they use that?
No,
Oh.
they need my ID.
Halala.
And then Dylan is sorted out. I know that Ronald Jones, her package is
On the way.
on the way already. Yes.
It's on the way. And then Ashton
Ashton Adams.
Got this thing.
his
brother?
was delivered
Did he receive
today.
it? Beep,
He
beep,
did.
beep, beep,
Okay.
It
He
is
received it.
confirmed.
But we are so grateful. We honored.
Yep.
And you know, the next time we're not going to let you know when we're going to do the giveaway.
Yeah.
We're just going to, you're just going to see, oh, we're selecting names. We're selecting a name again. So, yeah, go follow up.
Yep.
And then we also want to thank all of our TikTok supporters. We just hit
Yes.
1,000.
I always hit 1 million now. But,
Sure.
okay, we're speaking that in existence. But 1,000
1,000.
followers, glory to God. And
Thank
you know,
you.
the fact is now that we literally opened it up like, I think 2 months ago.
Can I ask you to do me a
And,
favor? One
yeah.
favor, Caitlin. I just want you to make one exception for me. I want you to, when we post this on Facebook, can you just tag in somebody called Abigail Kutsia? Abigail Kutsia she's married to a very, very, very good friend of mine and ex-colleague of mine, actually. So Grant is married to Abigail, and Abigail is following us religiously on the
Wow.
Facebook and the channel. So thank you so much, Abigail. Yeah. So thank you. Can you just just tag her in? Just
Yep.
look for her somewhere
do.
she's following.
The
She's
eggs.
following us.
Will
So we go through it randomly and we just like.
We do.
So thank you so much. We
Thank you so
love
much.
you. We appreciate you. Go out there living completely transformed.
We
life.
love you guys. Peace.
We love you.
Ah.